Hi guys, it's Abby. Welcome back to my channel. I completed a video on what the North Node and the South Node are, what the lunar nodes represent, and Rahu and Ketu. Go to my lunar node playlist. In a nutshell, Rahu represents your white whale, and the South Node is your white elephant. The white whale is from Moby Dick, and it is what we chase and chase and chase and cannot catch in the material world. The white elephant is what we are given that we don't want. So it becomes a burden that we just can't get rid of. When you have Ketu or the South Node in Libra, your white elephant is relationships, especially partnerships. It depends on what house that your Ketu is located in as to what the specific relationship is that is your white elephant. For example, if you have Ketu in Libra in the 8th house, you're going to be looking at in-laws always in your life. If you have Ketu in Libra in the 5th house, it's likely children. But Libra in general represents legal partnerships, both personal, so marriage, and business partnerships. So marriage in itself is going to be your white elephant. You will be a magnet for marriage, but when you get into it, you don't want it, it's not good, you're gonna have to get the divorce or something, like things are gonna go bad. There's a reason for this. Wherever your Ketu is located, it's where you wanna de-manifest. Wherever your Rahu is where you wanna manifest. So if you have Ketu in Libra, you want to de-manifest relationships, which means that if you're pushing something away, it's gonna keep coming at you. And the reason that you're having this dynamic is actually because there is an emotional hook there within you. So most people don't like to admit when they're attracting something they don't want that it's their fault, right? Like nobody wants to admit. They just want to act the victim and they want to say, I don't know why this keeps happening, but it keeps happening to me. It's never the case. When your Ketu is in Libra, the reason that they say this is like a past life thing that you already conquered and no longer want, which is what Ketu represents, whether or not you believe in past lives and reincarnation, this is your comfort zone, but not in a good way. So when you get into partnerships, you end up having those human things like codependency, indecision, inability to act on your own, neediness, all of the bad stuff comes out. And that is a hook you have within you that you're subconsciously attracting to you. Now, your Rahu is in Aries. So your Rahu is that white whale, right, that you can never get. And in Aries, that comes across as super competitive, super aggressive people that are ready to compete at a moment's notice. These people are great at sales and things like that because of that competitive drive. It's like a hyper Mars energy. The reason that people with Rahu and Aries are so hyped up and super ready to fight is because they don't have the internal belief that they already have autonomy, independence, self-assertion, the ability to stand on their own 2 feet. That's why it comes across as so aggressive, and that's why it seems like it's something that's out of their reach. You can understand why this axis of Libra and Aries exists in this individual, because they are trying to always get away from these codependent relationships they seem to just get pulled back into, these terrible marriage situations. And yes, you can say that in the past life, they already conquered it and that's why they don't want it anymore. But they still get pulled back into it in this life. It's almost like they're asking for it without knowing what they're asking for. That's a subconscious hook. The Rahu in Aries is the experience that you have not had yet in a previous incarnation, which is why you're chasing it. But really the reason you're chasing it is because you don't believe you are it already. Now, if you get to the soul level, which is above and beyond astrology, the soul is just the void. It's the drop of source energy that you are. It's eternal. It's above time and space, the 4th dimension, so it's forever. This is where you are whole and complete because everything's happening at the same point in time and space. So everything that will happen and did happen is here and now. When you get present, you're accessing that part of you, the soul part, the eternal part. And that's when you can balance out your Ketu and your Rahu. So in the case of Rahu and Aries and Ketu in Libra, the way this would look like balancing out is accepting what's going on in your Ketu. So accepting whatever relationships that are coming your way, the dysfunction, accepting it. Accepting does not mean condoning. It does not mean liking. It just means saying, this is what is happening. This is reality. Rahu is the illusion that we always chase. So you have to accept that the illusion is not reality. Once you do this, it will all balance out because you'll just be able to take whatever necessary steps, drama-free steps you need to extricate yourself from whatever relationship you've gotten into that's codependent. You can take the steps to get the divorce, or do whatever you got to do with whatever relationship you're hooked into. And I don't know, maybe get therapy. You're actually taking steps to assert your autonomy and independence through that process, which then collapses the space between you and your Rahu, which makes you less aggressive, competitive, ready to fight, less warrior-like, less of the soldier and the conqueror. It's collapsing the space so that now it is you. And you don't have that obsession and drive anymore because you're living it. Libra is Venus ruled, Aries is Mars ruled. There is a laziness and complacency, and that's not a judgment call. It's just the way Venus functions. It wants peace, but peace means not being independent. It wants union, but union actually exists when we are able to hold our own. It doesn't exist when we're not able to function independently. That's codependency. So Libra itself tends to represent codependency when Ketu is there. And we take the action to fix that part of it. So we're able to stand on our own 2 feet, which means we're actually attracting better, higher functioning relationships that have actual union involved because they're higher energy, they're higher functioning relationships. So that's Rahu in Aries and Ketu in Libra. And just so you guys know, I am doing blog posts about the Rahu Ketu series as we go. Thanks guys, please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you have any questions or comments, just leave them below. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye.